Welcome to today's live stream. Today we're going through the Cyberkraft resume. We're going to be updating a resume, and we're going to be trying to add this resume to job sites. So if you have any questions, please leave a chat. I'll be showing you how to finish up the resume. We're going to create a fake persona, and then we're going to submit that to various job boards. I'm going to show you all the steps. So, say you're starting from scratch with your resume. This is what I think you should do here. First, I just have a name here, John Smith. I picked an address that I found. I'm going to pick a phone number that makes sense for the area I'm trying to go to. So I'm just going to pick, let's see. I'm just going to pick an area. I picked Wheaton in Maryland. Let's see if I can find a Wheaton phone number here, or area code. Let's take a look. Okay, so it looks like a 301 area code. We'll do 301-933-4625. I'm just coming up with a fake phone number. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes, but what my goal here is to make this profile and submit it and see if we can get John Smith hired here. So that's the ultimate goal. Now, right now I have a CompTIA Security Plus, CompTIA Sites Plus, Cyberkraft CISA Plus Bootcamp. We're going to say this person doesn't have any experience. We're going to have to write in the professional experience here with the significant accomplishments. So we're going to do that. Let's go ahead and create a Gmail account for this person. So, as I mentioned before, when you're making a professional email, first and last name are really good. This is going to be a common first and last name, John Smith. Probably have to add some numbers to it. Let's go ahead and use the numbers that are in the telephone number. I just pick whatever numbers would make sense. So let's do 4625. Let's just keep it to 4. So let's just do 4625. Let's see if that's taken. Okay, that's fine. John Smith 4625@gmail.com. Not a robot. Let's find some crosswalks. Good to go. Okay. All right. Wrong password. Oh, this is a existing email. Okay. Okay. Let's create an account here. I guess somebody's taken John Smith 4625. For my personal use, John Smith. I was really confused for a second. Let's say this person was born on April 2nd, 1992. John Smith 4625. So is that taken? It is. Okay. So let's try 34625. Okay. So 34625. Got it. If you don't have a professional email address, just go create one. Only takes a moment. And I forgot they do have that phone number. Well, we'll just say that they have that email address for now. The other thing we could do is use mail.com. Mail.com doesn't require an email or a phone number. I don't think so. We could use the Cyberkraft phone number. That'll be fine. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. John Smith, Mr. John Smith 4625 at mail.com. Lives in the United States, Maryland. And that was May 2nd, 1992. Man, everybody uses CAPTCHA. I'm convinced that CAPTCHA is just a way to train AI programs. We'll just use the Cyberkraft corporate number because that can accept text, so that should work just fine. Okay, so this looks like it's working great. I agree, create. Mail.com is probably the jankiest of all the mail servers, but that's okay. Mail.com, let's go ahead and log in. 4625 at mail.com. All right, we'll skip this step for now. Let's just put gmail.com because that's not working. We'll have to make John Smith a LinkedIn profile, and that's where we'd link our LinkedIn profile right there. But this looks okay so far. Now let's make a job role for this guy. I want to make this guy somebody who hasn't worked in cybersecurity before. So let's make this person, I don't know, if you guys have a suggestion, type in the chat. But I'm thinking we just have this guy be like a maintenance person, maybe air conditioner technician. And we need an AC company name. Say Coolmax. Coolmax, and we'll say they worked in Wheaton. Maryland, and he's been working for 4 years. Let's actually make that his second job role here. And then let's make his first job role the make his first job role an IT help desk. Tech Services Inc. Say here he's worked in Wheaton, and let's say here he's worked in Rockville. So we'll say he's worked here for a year. And he's been working at help desk, let's say 2 years here. And let's just say from that role, June 2022 to present, he's working IT help desk. And now he wants to get into cybersecurity. And I just want to make sure this date lines up with the right side. So I'm tabbing this, and if we take a look at the paragraph line, we see I'm adding some spaces. Just make sure this lines up correctly. Here, probably need to add a few spaces. Make sure that lines up. You want everything on the right side to line up correctly. So we want it all to line up on that same right side. That looks good. Okay, this is good. Now there's a couple techniques here. I'm going to show you a technique that I like, is to write a paragraph, write a little blurb, and then do significant achievements. Make this bold, unbolded, italicized, underline. Make sure it's spelled correctly. Now let's take the italics off. Basically what I'm doing there is I'm going to highlight with 3 bullet points, no more than 3, why I was really good at the job. It's a really nice technique, demonstrates your value to the organization. And you can do that in a really succinct way. So let's come up with some blurbs that we're going to speak, that we want to speak towards our future role. Basically, we want to highlight why we were really good at our job, what we did right. So, and we want to use this, if it's a present role, we're going to use present tense verbs. If it's a past role, we're going to do past tense verbs. So present tense role, we're going to say manage IT support tickets on a daily basis, escalate concerns to appropriate personnel as needed, solve IT and cyber security related issues within the ticket queue. Liaison with 2 I's. Liaison with, let's see, key decision makers during weekly status meetings. These are just typical things IT service person would do. Significant achievements. Successfully address IT service tickets with a 95% success rate. We're using success twice there, so I'm going to change that to addressed IT service tickets with 95% success rates. On the significant achievements, you always want to have numbers as much as possible. The numbers are going to demonstrate a measurable value, and they're really going to stand out. That's why I add a little space here. White space is going to definitely help. Now, the achievements can be in past tense, even though this is in present tense. This is what you're currently doing. This is what you've done to show that you stand out. So we're going to use numeric values when possible. We're going to tie them to performance indicators, a performance indicator. Even if it's something that doesn't necessarily have a number associated with it, still want to put a number in there. So like, say we were rewarded for outstanding performance, okay? Outstanding performance. Right there, that doesn't really have a number associated with it. Well, we can kind of tie a number to that. Maybe we were rewarded for successful performance, and during the time of performance, the period of performance, we had addressed over 300 tickets, for example, or maybe over 1,000 tickets. Let's say over 500 tickets. 1,000 tickets is quite a bit. So it's 300. Well, let's just say, and we could so we'll just write that in, 500 tickets. Rewarded for extended performance for closing over 500 tickets. Now, the award itself might not state this is for closing 500 tickets, but we know we're tying a number to that, and that looks a little more professional there. It looks more impressive that we've done that. And then we could say recognized for excellent customer service. Again, this is something maybe we got kudos from our boss or our coworkers. Hey, your customer service is top notch. There might not be a value associated with that. It could just be very simple, or maybe an email saying, hey, you're doing a great job. How can we tie this to a number? Well, we can say, how many people did we talk to? So think about how many people you talked to for engaging in over 200 support calls. So now we've tied that to a number. Recognized for excellent customer service for engaging over 200 support calls, and really wasn't part of that recognition that we received, but we know that we had addressed or engaged in 200 support calls, so we can connect the two. And we're showing our new hiring manager that that's what we're doing. We also want to beef this up a little more. Right now we have 4 sentences. Let's add a little more, just something. We want to make it very cyber and IT focused. So let's think about like the IT ticketing system used. And we want to think of something. If you're having trouble, say we're having trouble thinking of a word for used, okay? If you're in Microsoft Word, Shift F7, bring up your thesaurus. Or just go to thesaurus.com. The thesaurus is really helpful. Boom. Used. And then we could think of some synonyms for used. So used, it's coming up as like it's something that's worn out. I want something like operated. Operated is a verb there. Operated, worked, behaved, manipulated, managed, treated. Utilized sounds good. Let's do utilized. Utilized service now. This is just an industry ticketing system to track and manage all IT support tickets. Provided. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. We're keeping it succinct. This is only, we've been in this job for a year and a half. Keeping it succinct. We have significant achievements here. And honestly, the hiring manager is probably only going to read the significant achievements. That's just the way it is, but you make it easy for them to do that. So, completed. Completed is another good word there. So let's keep that there. Let's see. I'm going to make sure the spacing is good. Spacing. This is good. Okay, air conditioning technician. Make sure this is correct. Bold, not underlined. Let's say serviced. And let me adjust my screen here a bit. There we go. Service air conditioning units for commercial and residential clients. Now this is all going to be past tense because this is a prior job. So we service air conditioning units. I'm thinking we want to say we service the units. We perform maintenance. You want to make each verb different. Okay, we want to have, notice how none of these verbs are the same. Manage, escalate, solve, liaison, utilize. Address, reward, recognize. So everyone's different, and that helps. So service air conditioning units. I just had the word in mind. I'm going to think about fielded questions from clients, prospective and current clients on air conditioner capabilities. I gotta tell you, I love spell check because like sometimes I'll type a word, it won't even get recognized by spell check as the word that I'm looking for. That's really important for me. I really pay attention to all of these. If I have one that's red, I'll make sure to go ahead and hit ignore all, just so it doesn't show up on red, because I really do try and pay attention to that. Helps me hone in on those words I'm misspelling. Fill the questions for prospective current clients and air conditioner capabilities. Serviced. How do we say fixed? What's a good word for fixed? Let's say fixed. Shift F7. Fixed. Fixed, set, rigid, repaired. Mended, corrected, renovated, resolved. Restored. Well, restore is not quite right. I mean, we just say repaired. That makes sense. We are a repairman. All right, repaired air conditioning units. On site and at company facilities. Okay. Provided clear instructions on how to operate and maintain air conditioning units. That sounds good. Okay. All right, so that's what we've done. Significant achievements. Achieved a 100% customer service satisfaction rating in 2020, for example. Now, this is a number. It's a different type of number. We have a percentage here. That's always good. Percentages are great. Maybe everybody, all of our customers liked our customer service. We got 100% customer service satisfaction rating. That can be in any number of things. Maybe it's tracked during the job. Maybe it's not. If you had 0 complaints in a year, I'd say that's 100% customer service satisfaction. So go ahead, put that on there. Remember, you're trying to sell yourself in your resume. You're not lying. You're addressing things in your resume and you're showing what you've done well. So you have to do that in a way that can be clearly understood. And you don't want to get into like crazy details. Like, okay, maybe your air conditioning company has, okay, they use Trustpilot for all their customer reviews. And the reviews are sorted by the air conditioner technician. So if the reviews come in, we could sort them based on the tech that did the call. So not all the reviews on Trustpilot are 5 stars, but the ones that relate to me are 5 stars. Okay, you're not going to write that in your resume. You're going to write achieved 100% customer service satisfaction rating. That's simple. That's going to get your point across. So you got to be really succinct. Remember, somebody's looking at this resume for about 10 seconds. So you want to catch their eye. If they look at it for 10 seconds and they like what they see, they'll look at it further. So you got to get them on that first 10 seconds. Okay, here I have an error. This is showing up as a dash. I don't want that as a double dash. Beware of autocorrect. So I'm going to undo that dash. And you got to make sure you have attention to detail here. Always turn on the ruler. Always turn on that ruler. This is how you can manage your margins very well, by moving these lines. Okay, let's get our other significant achievements. Okay. Repaired all air conditioning units within the allotted time. Now I'm going to do this as an example. Repaired all air conditioning units within the allotted time. That doesn't really sound very strong because I'm not using a number. Okay? So what can we do here? We can replace all 100% of assigned jobs and since it's within, okay, I'm going to use a stronger word here, ahead of schedule. Okay? Prepared 100% of assigned jobs ahead of schedule. Or completed. Completed 100% of assigned jobs ahead of schedule. There we go. So I just took what I had, right? I had a different line here. Now, what sounds better? Complete 100% of assigned jobs ahead of schedule, or where did I have it? There we go. Repaired all air conditioning units within the allotted time. This one, I don't think sounds nearly as strong as completed 100% of assigned jobs ahead of schedule. All right, you guys tell me if it's better or worse. I think this one's a lot stronger. And then we want to have one more. Sometimes, for an older job, if you don't have 3, that's okay, especially if it's a job not related to cyber. But try and go for 3. Maintained 100% accountability. Now I'm using 100% a lot here of all employer provided tools and equipment. Another thing we could do, maintain 100% accountability of all employer provided tools and equipment valued at, what's the value of the equipment? Maybe we had a truck and some tools. So combine that, maybe it's $120,000. That shows that we're responsible. Okay, if we were assigned for that equivalent, that's great. So we're going to pick back up with this, but this is a really good start to this resume. And I'm going to go ahead and resume example. Oh. But I hope this was helpful. I got to go. I'll try and do another stream later today. I appreciate you guys joining in. I've been pretty hard trying to record new videos so we can put out a decent schedule here. But thanks for joining in today. Let me know in the comments if you want to see anything else or if this is helpful. If you want to see more on this series, I want to go through and I want to actually show you how to get onto LinkedIn and get onto all these profiles. So if that's going to be helpful for you, please leave a comment. I appreciate you guys joining in. And yes, I'm getting some comments here about putting skills into a table. Sometimes when you put it in a table, it's not able to be read by an applicant tracking system. That's why I have it written out like this, because sometimes tables can really mess that up. So I don't advise actually against using a table. But good point. And Manuel, yeah, great points there with that. You guys are doing really well. I appreciate you guys joining in today. Have a great afternoon.